好，大家好，我是咖啡杯，我们今天继续回来《天国降临》。好，上一集哦，我们就是到了那个诺伊霍夫的马场嘛，去调查那个这个叫什么？哎这个马场被袭击的事件哦，然后我们的民兵队长呢，就是派我们去调查那个整个中马场的附近啊，询问有没有目击者啊，然后勘察场地啊，那我们就发现说，哦，原来那个就是询问了当地的马童啊、马夫，然后问先就是那些土匪跑去哪里，然后我们就发现了一些蛛丝马迹，然后并且有跟队长回报哦，所以就是算是有初步调查到一些线索。那目前就是知道说，哦，金杰这位马童他可能跟那些土匪有一些联系哦，有一些关联，所以我们就是要去找他。但在这之前哦，我想要先回来，就是因为我们那个特瑞莎的故事已经 delay 很久了嘛。那我们其实从诺伊霍夫回来的时候，已经有经过这个 Chakraburn，就是那个烧炭工，可是他们那时候已经太晚睡着了。那我决定，我们就先回到拉泰，然后先了解一下特瑞莎之前救我们之前的故事，她所遇到的状况。那先跟她帕托，先跟她约会一下，我们再去呃了解那个金姐。我是觉得金姐那边管他的嘞，对不对？那要把妹重要。好啦，那我们就先吃个早餐。我应该还饿吧？吃个快要坏掉的，面包不行哦，太多了。吃几朵香菇，好99，能量也99，哇，very good。然后这些肉可以先存，不用存了，其实，因为据我所知，我们如果跟特瑞莎开她的 DLC，我们好像就是进入那个特瑞莎的视角嘛。早餐，哇，入口即化的羊肉，跟200多个兔肉，但是选兔肉啊，200多个呢，哇，你吃不完的，你这辈子吃不完的。Good fella，爽不爽啊？你看有你这个主人，有有这种主人，真是太爽了，爽翻！这把哦，那么久没有，我们有这个马鞍呢，那我们可以东西就移动到物品了吗？可以吗？诶，我们靠近站嘛，然后按物品栏 X。哦哦，它就是你比到什么按 X 就会移过去。So ga，那我们到时候就可以把一些多余的东西丢上去。那我们把肉移过去好了。对啊，这些肉太重，马可以装。这样我们就轻多了。哦，这样没有负重了啦，很好。那我们去找德瑞莎吧。那这个战马，我看一下，我们的马匹。 哦，它有192负重，是吗？还是我们？对啊，192，才装94人 ，OK， 没什么问题。诶 ，Teresa 跑去哪里？妹子嘞？没啊，没要去哪？嗯，没有在前面。诶，不是啊，跑去哪了？Where are you？ 诶，泰瑞莎在哪里啊？奇怪哦。我跑到有点晕诶，怎么回事？现在难得天气放晴诶，我们是不是可以跟他去约会啊什么的？他不是应该要待在这里吗？啊，你怎么搞消失的？
I'm so glad to see you.
啊，正妹。我觉得我们先送他
I've brought you something.
一个项链，他应该会喜欢吧？哇，1K， 这很贵。
Oh, how? Is this for me? This must have cost you a fortune. But I like it very
不知
much.
道我也忘记我从哪里来的。
You really mustn't bring me any more gifts like that, or you'll spoil me.
吼吼。
What actually happened to you in
我们
Scallops?
先问他之前发生什么事吧。
During the attack and... Well, you know.
That's a long story. Not a very cheerful one. Are you sure you want to hear it now?
I do.
嗯哼。
All right then. It was a day like any other. Another ordinary day in my ordinary life.
这好像他老爸对不对？
I awoke at first light, before the others. I like those kind of mornings best.
他又要唱歌是不是？这时候应该有小鸟飞过来，
When the first rays of
然后叼着
sunshine
他的
will
裙子。
drive away the nighttime cold. Hello, you. Claire. And the breeze carries the scent of dew-covered grass and the bloom of spring.
米露卡亏亏，
You nice boy. I wanted to get my chores done before the rest of the household was up.
哦，这是他养的狗狗，其实蛮大只的。
This morning
da.
seemed made for that very purpose.
我是说狗，很大。嗯，
Right, better get to work. I have to feed the hens, weed the garden, feed Tinker. I'd better
丁
get it
丁
all done before Papa's
养
up.
鸡、除草、喂丁丁。花园在 A， 拿鸡饲料是 B， 然后找 C。丁丁 哦，我不能看他洗澡过程吗 ？A 是除草，哪边可以除草？哇，斯卡里兹哎，花园哦，哪里有花园？你家会不会太大？这里吗？哦，野草，简单。这算野草吗？这不是那个金草吗？还是什么？哇，特瑞莎真的超勤慧、超贤惠欸，这娶回家的，这个不用说了。他除草技能这么强，他力量应该破百吧？还有，
That should do it. The garden is looking how it should again.
哦，采药来升级。我们是不是有啊？真的有特瑞莎的技能，采药3级，花之力，它还可以点哦。嗯，前行狩猎，哇，它什么都可以点呢。等一下，我刚刚看到什么？这个，哎呦，哦，很猛。然后我记得要拿饲料 B， 看看食品柜 C。不要叫，哎，不要推我。饲料在，想不饿。嗯，没有饲料，哪里有饲料？哎呦，这里食品柜。
I must bring Tinker a piece of meat. That'll be a nice treat.
嗯，食品柜，这有苹果哎，捡一下。地上的苹果，我是捡地上的哦，我没有开那个这个袋子里的哦，所以应该不算偷吧。我们来为丁丁喂鸡。
To me.
你笨狗哎！说你是笨狗哎！
Here, heal.
跟上就好。
Look what I've got for you. You'll love this.
嗯，
Good fella.
肚子没了。
That's my boy.
还是不能洗澡，可恶！
Here, chickie, chickie, chickie.
Chicky,
Here.
chicky,
Here you are, girls.
chicky,
Fill your
chicky。
beaks.
好，我们事情都做完了，跟老爹说话。老爹还在睡，起床哦。
Come here.
好了，卖花哦。
What do you need, Papa?
爸爸，
Go up and see the blacksmith. He made some nails for me. Here's some coin.
All right. Anything else while I'm at it?
No, unless you want to stop off at the market and buy some supplies. And before you go, wake Samuel. The boy's still lying in bed and won't stir. He ought to follow your example and Stebor's. You two don't have to be pushed to work. Well, at least he's still better than that good-for-nothing Zbyszek. The lazy wretch. A helper like that isn't worth a damn. If it weren't for his father, God rest his soul, I'd have thrown him out on his ear long ago.
Aye, he's an idler, that one. And he'd hardly give you the time of day.
没
Never
错。
mind a kind word.
God will reward him in kind one day. Mark my words. You could tell him to get his ass to work too.
Right. Go for nails, send Samuel and Zbyszek to work. If it's at all possible.
Aye, just so. Oh, and Teresa, once you've done all your chores for the day, I've a little surprise for you.
A surprise, Pa? Don't you want to tell me about it now?
Curiosity killed the cat. What kind of surprise would it be if I told you, girl?
Oh, all right.
所以我们要先叫老弟起床，然后叫那个混蛋，然后去找亨利。
God be with you.
应该是哥哥吧？
How's it going, Stebor? Do you need anything?
No, I'll just be hanging around the mill today, carrying sacks of flour and that. In the afternoon, I'll go and check the fish trap. Then me and Pa have some matters to attend to in the evening.
What matters?
Nothing to worry your pretty little head about, sister.
Oh, yeah. The Millers and their secret matters.
Aye, something like that.
Something like that.
Pa says you're idle, and if you carry on like that, he'll throw you out.
Ah! Why would he do that? Then he'd be left only with Stebor, and Stebor's not going to break his back working either.
Listen, Zbyszek. Pa's not happy with you, and if he says you're idling, you'd better make a bit of effort. I'm only telling you for your own good. You wouldn't want to lose your job now, would you?
You lot are always going on about work as if it was a blessing from heaven. All right. I'll get to work. Anything for a bit of peace.
That's more like it. You'll see it doesn't hurt.
啊，要不是为了让工作成功、任务成功啊，我才不会好好劝他。可恶家伙！我们去找那个是弟弟吗？还是谁？睡在哪里啊？楼上？楼下？Where are you？ 应该在上面吧，因为楼下没有人。果然。起床哦。
Sammy, get up. It's broad daylight, and the birds are singing.
Yeah, I'm up.
哇，这个跟亨利差不多。
All right, Ma. You don't have to treat me like a child. Looks like it'll be nice today, eh? I could go to the pond fishing.
But you have to go to work.
I know. But maybe I can slip off after lunch.
There will be no slipping off. You know very well Nemoy has been complaining about you.
What about dropping that pail on Tonda's head? It was an accident.
Not the first accident you've had, though, was it?
There you go, then. If I leave early, nothing will happen to anyone. And you can cook the fish for lunch tomorrow.
You silly sod. All you ever do at the pond is lie around. The only thing you'll catch is more trouble from the mine master when he finds out. Well, if you're not a child, you can sort it out yourself with Nemoy.
Don't I always?
萨穆尔。那我们现在去找亨利啊。
You pile of manure! Should I muck out stables like you? Is that what you call an honorable profession? Even the horses are more fragrant than you.
Honest work doesn't stink, you good for nothing.
Perhaps not, but you stink to high heaven. And tell me, what can a peasant like you know of God?
I know what the priest told me, and what do you know?
And what if the priest lies? What if the scriptures say something different? How would you know when you can only listen to what you're told like a sheep?
It's enough for ordinary people to listen, and they're fine. But you and your ilk make only trouble. Someone ought to put paid to you, and we'd have peace at last.
Like I say, you're like a wretched sheep that will go where it's told, even to the slaughter. And of God and the world you know nothing.
When has reading ever filled anyone's belly, eh? I feed a whole family with these two hands, while yours are only good for pulling your own cock. You lazy wretch. You're full of talk, and yet you haven't 2 groschen to rub together.
You should talk. All you have is what falls from your master's table.
Ha! Look at you, thin as a rake from never having a decent meal, and still bloated from nothing but pride.
At least I can read and write and think for myself.
What use is that to you? To sit bare-assed in the cold and read?
You pile of manure. Should I muck out stables like you? Is that what you call an honorable profession?
他们真的超吵的，一直吵
What。are you two quarreling about here, for the love of God?
This pipsqueak here claims studying is as hard a job as working in the stables.
I most certainly did not, because study is of course much harder work than mucking out a bit of horse manure.
See? That's what I'm talking about. And yet it's as clear as day.
Hang on. What's as clear as day?
That study is as hard as mucking out stables, if not harder.
A man who doesn't work with his hands is an idler, and a good for nothing. Am I wrong?
I'd like to ask you a couple of questions before answering. You're a scholar. What are you doing in Skalitz?
I'm on my way to Sasau with letters. This ingrate here is stabling my horse overnight before I continue my journey.
What does your work involve, student?
I'm no student, but a baccalaureus, having completed the trivium of the Faculty of Liberal Arts in the University of Prague. Grammar, rhetoric, and dialectics are my work. While this yokel wouldn't be capable even of learning Latin, Father arranged that I will serve as a teacher in Kuttenberg for 2 years before returning to the university to attend the quadrivium. To teach and be taught, that is real work.
You serve Sir Radzig at the castle, don't you, Master Groom?
Aye. and Sir Radzig is very pleased with my work. I can be rightly proud of what I do, and I bring home a nice wage too. The children are fed, and the wife can buy herself a nice scarf from time to time. I'm satisfied with my lot. How many people can say that?
What's so hard about your job, Master Groom?
That's real work. Not like this parasite here does. On my feet from dawn till dusk, feeding, mucking out, grooming. By evening, I'm dead on my feet. I'm doing something real, see? Something that makes sense. Horses are needed for work, for the lords, for riding out, even in times of war. And someone has to care for those horses. All this good-for-nothing can do is mouth off. But he'd never be able to do a real job.
That's all I need to know. You're both right, but not one of you has a grain of sense. Work is work, whether it's done with your hands or your heart.
Ah, rhetoric worthy of Socrates himself, and out of the mouth of a woman. I bow to you, good maiden. The professors of Prague could learn a thing or two from you.
Are you saying this good-for-nothing here, who has to beg for his beer at the tavern, is my equal? But to hell with it, I won't argue. How are you, Teresa?
不错。看来德瑞莎，我们的泰瑞莎小姐在这个村庄，风评还不错，警卫也跟我打招呼。嗨，我们的玩家的声望哇100，乖狗狗，魅力9。哦，正妹，这里有住啊！之前他们还没有死掉的时候，矿工，哦，那他家不能直接闯进来。这个是你说什么？哦，高邮商人。
God be with you.
哦，模仿主，那我们从这边跑出来了。这个小村庄，然后我们要从正门进去。哦，它这个地图，哦，不错哎。莫拉蛇 ，Who are you？ 你好。
What's new with you?
Well, I went to see Pavlena's father to ask for her hand. He hummed and hawed for a bit, but in the end he gave his blessing. He didn't offer much of a dowry, but I don't care. The main thing is I can finally be with my Pavlena.
哦，可能不行哦。
We'll be wed in the summer.
That's great. I wish you happiness.
天哪！现在看到他们讲出一些话，我都会觉得很感伤。
Hey.
我只是想要跟你们聊天。其实你蛮正的啊，聊个天嘛，干嘛这样？凶哦！
God save you, Tess.
哇，小泰突然就叫小泰了，怎么回事？跟你很熟吗？那大泰是谁？我可以先去逛市场吗？哦，这里耶，光头佬，哇，好怀念哦。啊，德国佬，他老婆。你好。
What's new in the village?
There's to be a dance this evening. Again. Can we not find some other way to enjoy
在呢。
ourselves for a change? Harvest Festival, Pentecost Festival, dances, church, and dances again.
What else would we do for fun?
I heard they have combat tournaments in Rattay sometimes. The men put on shining armor, and folk can watch them battering each other. That must be lovely to watch. Why can't we have something like that once in a while?
你也想要参加吗？拿一个萝卜这样互相斗剑。
But for a tournament, you need knights. We don't have enough here in Skalitz.
Ah, but Sahanish's tournay in Rattay is even for commoners. Even our fellas could enroll there.
Oh my god, don't say that too loud. I can just imagine how my brothers would be tripping over each other to enroll.
They wouldn't be the only ones, would they? How about that Henry? He's always waving that wooden sword around like you'd think he was getting ready to go on crusade. But there's an interesting thought now. Which of our fellas do you think would win?
Henry would win for sure. He's always practicing with that wooden sword, like you say. And besides, he's a blacksmith's son. They're always strong from hammering iron all day.
Do you think so? Don't say anything. But I think that Henry's a bit of a
啊，早知道
and
在
he
村
doesn't
庄就
overwork himself for that
在
thought.
村庄就把你给
Anyway, enough about tourneys. I must be on my way. Take care.
看我们老婆总是会替我们化解那些不好的莫拉蛇。我们去找每个村民聊天看看。这是德国佬嘛，然后这边有那个谁，那个叫什么名字？那个女的叫什么？
What's that?
哦，不能直接进去。
Good day, Teresa.
嘿，你好。哎呀，锁起来了。我要找你，你那个是妹妹吧，还是谁？聊个天嘛，干嘛这样？哦，现在之前把这边都拔光了，现在看到这些东西，我就突然觉得很奶油，你知道吗？就是想拔。哦，是我在录影。你是来买那个吗？煤炭的。嘿 ，Vincent。
Greetings.
哎，你好。
What news, neighbour? I haven't seen you here much. Where are you from?
I live at a farm beyond the village. Vincent's my name. I know you, though. You're the miller's daughter, right? Your brother helped us with the harvest one year.
哎，你好。
I remember that. It was before Samuel started working at the mines.
He's in the mines. I thought he'd be working at the mill with your father.
My older brother Stibor does that. Papa doesn't think the mill pays enough to feed us all, so he got Samuel a mining job. He said it's as good a job as any. And it ought to toughen him up a bit. The mill will go to Stibor one day, and his wife, when he finds one.
And what will happen with you?
I'll get married too and live with my husband, obviously.
Of course, that's the way of the world.
警卫，就是那个执政官大叔 Jacobburn， 然后这个家伙没有对话，法警，哎，你好，好怀念哦。
God be with you, Teresa.
哦，大家一起喊呢，怎么回事？见到长官了。文森特村民，嗨，安东尼亚哎，哇，都是熟人。
What's new with you, Antonia?
Antonia，
My husband keeps complaining about a cough and a running nose. With all the moaning he does, you'd think you ought to call the gravedigger. And then, in the evening, he ups and off to the tavern. Men. They get a tickle in the throat and they think they're dying. But put a tankard of ale in front of them, all of a sudden, they're right as rain.
笑死。嗨，
Good day.
你好
How are things with you, Pigman?
，Pigman。
Pigman?
I thought only the fellas at the mine called me that.
Oh, sorry. Samuel sometimes mentions you, and I suppose I got used to it. Does it bother you?
Ah, what's the difference? I'll never shake it anyway. Pickman the idiot who chopped off 2 of his toes with a pick.
That's awful. People are always getting hurt in the mines. How did it happen exactly?
Just not paying attention, I suppose. We were digging a tunnel and I simply hit my foot with a pickaxe. It went through my boot like a hot knife through butter.
That must have hurt awfully.
It hurt like hell. And now I have to stuff the tip of my boot with straw or I can't walk straight.
I'd better be going. There's lots of work to be done.
听起来那个形容词真的是非常的
Yeah, yeah.
哇！我真的觉得特瑞莎是来做公关的。哦，九桃。
Greetings.
你好。
What news, neighbor?
Neighbor?
I'll be off to work soon. I'm taking turns with Dushek in the East
Dushek， 哇，他们很多侠客诶。
A cramped space and only one support so far.
Dushek,
Going it is.
Dushek.
That's why Nemoy is sending us in shifts.
Why aren't you resting at home if you'll be off to the mine soon?
The wife's not well, so I'm doing what I can to lighten her load. Carrying water, picking up things at the market, peeling vegetables. You know yourself.
That's very good of you.
Well, when I'm sick, I'll send her to do my job in the mine.
他也是个不错的人。嗨，老板你好。
God's blessings.
我们来卖什么？荨麻、野草。母亲的项链哦，我们不是有给她一个项链吗
Let's talk about the price.
Naturally.
Naturally.
This here, and a little top up.
My word. Thank you kindly.
还有谁？这是谁？村民。万尼克不在哦。
Good day.
不用。卫兵。石头，哇，他们都徘徊。亚德米拉，他谁啊？
God bless. What can I help you with?
哦，正美。
What's new in the village, Armilla?
Did you happen to meet that scholar who's been wandering around here since yesterday?
哎呦，
He told me a wonderful story from olden times when Princess Libusa ruled. You've heard about Libusa, haven't you?
他是谁？假装知道一下。
No, I don't know her. Who was she?
Really? I thought everyone knew that story. She was a princess of bygone days who married a plowman, and he later became king. But she was a seer too, and she had all sorts of visions. And she founded Prague.
That's interesting. What did the scholar tell you about her?
About the Maiden's War. Would you like to hear it?
Maiden's War. That sounds like a good story. Tell me about it.
Girls were different back then. In pagan times, they could live... How did he put it? Free of the yoke of marriage. They bore arms like men and waged war. And they chose their own leader. And they even dressed like men. Can you believe it?
What happened to them?
He said they were so bold that they even built their own fortress, where no man was allowed.
They really did that themselves?
Oh, aye. And when the menfolk found out, they were envious. They came together in great numbers and built their own fortress in sight of the Maiden's one.
What? Men and women lived separately in their own castles?
They did, and they waged war on each other. The men were braver, but the women often outsmarted them.
Naturally. How did it end up?
In the end, they agreed on a truce. To celebrate peace, they feasted for 3 days, and each man took away one bride.
Oh. I was expecting it to end differently.
I'd be happier too if the women won and could grab any husband they wanted.
A pretty picture indeed. Thanks for the story.
Oh my god.
Inspiring. I must be going. Our fortress is still ruled by men, and they haven't learned to clean up after themselves.
呵呵，我们来逛逛，逛街，
God be with you.
好玩呢。哦，很多衣服可以换。我们有，我们声望很高诶，那钱还可以。嗯。嗯，这位可以聊天吗？不行。这两个嘞？
Why's that, for the love of God? You know what my old man is like? Nothing ever good enough for him. Always turning his nose up at
在抱怨。Chocolate burn。这个嘞，春雨。
Greetings.
嗯。嗨，你是马卢娜。
Good morning.
嗨，你好。
Any news, Maruna?
Well, there's a peculiar fellow standing by the potters on the outskirts, selling strange trinkets, relics, and the like. And he's got a peculiar talk to go with it.
Peculiar in what way?
Well, I went to see what he was selling and greeted him politely. And he started on about how I'm a pretty girl and what have you.
What's so strange about that? Fellas are always talking to girls that way if they don't wear a wife's scarf.
Ah, but that's not all. He started on about how we're different from one another, men and women like, and in a vulgar way too.
So, what did he say was the difference between men and women?
He said a woman's body is the opposite of a man's, that they've got their, you know, outside, and ours is inside. And that it's because men have more heat inside their bodies, and that pushes their things out. But we're colder, and so we've got
健康
it
教育
inside. Do you think it's true, what he says?
嗯。
Yes, that makes sense.
It does, doesn't it? But I won't go investigating it.
I'd rather not say anything on the subject. Take care of yourself, Maruna.
马卢娜，然后这个是简吧？不是诶，村民诶，村民不重要。亚德米拉，诶，那几个嘞？那几个捣蛋鬼在哪里？那个亚当还在种地嘛？这个是村民，亚当在哪里？嗯，不见了。 泥蛇，阿手。
Good day to you. What do you need?
哇，这么温柔，
What
吓
news,
死我！
neighbor?
What do you want, mill wench? Did your old man send you? I paid him for his flour last week.
No, no, nothing like that. I was just passing the time of day.
Then go and pass it with someone else. I'm not in the mood for women's gossip. Just like my old woman, by Christ.
Where is she anyway? Your wife, I mean. She's been away quite a long time, hasn't she?
Going to see her family. Said her brother died. What's it to you, anyway?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Bah, she never said a word about him. And all of a sudden, she goes rushing off all the way to Costalet saying he's kicked the bucket. Aye, she's been gone a long time. Far too long. Brother or no brother, I'll take my belt to her backside when she gets back.
真的是个混蛋。
Anything else?
Has it crossed your mind that maybe she's not coming back?
You're saying she's left me? What the fuck do you know about it? Clear off back to your mill. I've no time for your tales.
I'd say that answers my question. Good day to you.
爽哎，呛他。可以偷吗？我们只是缺一个那个啊，到
Get going.
结果我们去买一个开锁器吧，如果可以买的话。
Teresa, I'm glad to see you.
哎，你好，我也觉得不错。哎，能不能买开锁器啊？我想要去开他的锁，实在是看那个家伙很不爽。有吗？没有。九桃。
Nice and warm today.
Gorgeous.
哦，卖衣服的。嗯，没有。那你呢？你有没有卖那个
God be with you.
开锁器？哎呦，你们怎么都做这种正经生意啊？不好玩。
That weasel of a woman. Who knows what she's like? For all anyone knows.
哎，文森特。哎，所以马修跟那个，对啊，贝兰是不是能聊吗？来来来，贝兰你好，
What are you doing here?
聊个天啊！哇，不给聊了，可以来聊天。哇，很难聊。 哦，芙蓉酥，那个他老婆是谁？贝兰的老婆也不能聊吗？出来聊天，出来聊天。嘿，你好，你好。 Come on. Come on.
What's that?
What's that? 哎，简呢？
Good morning.
你好
How are you doing, Jane?
，Jane。
Huh. Have you seen that vagabond by the
哪里
gate?
哪里？
Who do you mean?
That stinking beggar who's always skulking around there. I swear he eyed me like a demon when I went past carrying
Where?
water. There's something not right about that fella. Mark my words. the catchpole or to send him hopping. We've no need for beggars and idle good-for-nothings in Scarlet.
You shouldn't talk about folk like that. We ought to be charitable to people in need.
Need? What he needs is to get off his lazy arse and find work.
keep put， 所以我们还是100啊。可以讲话吗？不行。那他老婆应该也不行吧？这个村庄，嗨，村民，嗨，打招呼会，嗨，你好，光头王哎，突然很想念光头王哎，我觉得。光头佬，你在哪儿？哦，找到了。
How are you, Teresa?
哎，你好。我们再找一次那个叫什么？那个叫什么名字去了？他妹妹啊，叫什么？开门啊！哇，水，开门了。有没有人？有没有人在？没有。哎，你妹是去哪里了？不是应该有一个？好了，我们去酒馆找人吧。马鲁纳。哦，亚当你在这哦。掌柜。
Coming.
德国佬。Bianca。Alex。
Got it for you right here.
God be with you.
What news, neighbour?
Have you heard that King Wenceslas's half-brother Sigismund and his foreign soldiers sacked Kuttenberg? I expect he wanted to loot his brother's silver to pay for his campaign against his allies. That horde of Tartars and mercenaries he has doesn't come cheap.
I heard something about it. Were many people killed?
No. Those cowardly burghers surrendered to Sigismund without a fight and begged him for their lives.
这样错字的人。
Why would King Sigismund turn against his own brother like that?
He wants to depose him, that's why. He and those foreign lords of his think Wenceslas isn't paying enough attention to the problems of the Empire. Well, that's easy to say, but if you ask me, the whole world is going to hell. Not even the church is able to stick together, and now we have 2 popes? How is a person supposed to know what to believe in anymore?
What do you think will happen?
It's starting to stink like a few years ago. You were still a little girl then, so you wouldn't know, but Wenceslas had to yield to his own lords. Jobst of Moravia and his League of Lords even abducted Wenceslas and locked him up in Austria. Wenceslas's younger brother John and his cousin, Prokop of Moravia, got him released in the end.
Well, at least some of his family remained loyal to him.
Well, yes. Only John and Prokop had to make some concessions to the lords in Prague that the king didn't agree with, so they fell out with him in the end anyway. I don't reckon they'll be willing to come to his aid again.
The more I hear about politics, the less sense it makes. I must get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
God be with you.
What news, neighbour?
News? Have you not heard, girl? The Empire is falling asunder under the hands of the king.
How do you mean?
King Sigismund of Hungary besieged Kuttenberg, and quite rightly too, in my opinion, because King Wenceslaus' rule is no rule at all. I am not the only one who would rather see his brother Sigismund on the throne.
Such affairs have nothing to do with the likes of me. What I care about is how much grain we have to keep the mill making a living for us. Affairs of state are the concerns of royalty and nobility.
You're quite right. A woman should not trouble her heart with political matters. You had better go back to your chores, so that you do not make your father angry, no?
我突然有点想要揍他了。还是没有看到马修他们。哦，烧炭工 ，OK。哎，你好，村民。你好，你好。Hi.
Bianca, how come you're up so bright and early?
Papa has me running around from dawn till dusk. You know how it is.
Indeed I do.
I'm glad you're here, Tess. You've got to help me with something. But first, can you go and see Henry for me?
哦，当然没问题。
The sheepfold by the stockade, as usual.
Oh, playing around with wooden swords again?
Aye, he's getting ready for the life of a mighty warrior.
Well, at least we know he'll be able to protect you from outlaws with wooden swords.
Oh well, boys and their games. Listen, would you bring him a beer for me?
But why don't you bring it yourself?
If Pa saw me running after Henry, he'd tan my hide. But I can't leave him dry in this heat.
All right, I'll bring the beer to him.
Thanks. And don't forget to tell him it's from me.
Everyone knows all the beer in Skalitz is from you and your pa.
You know what I mean. And listen, Tess. Once you've given him the beer, come back to me again. Meanwhile, I'll make an excuse to Pa. I need you to go somewhere with me, but I'll tell you all about it after. Run along before the beer gets warm.
All right, all right. There. Satisfied?
God be with you, Henry. Mind you don't get hurt.
Good day, Teresa. Oh, shit. I'm sweating like a pig.
我突然有一种看到自己的感觉。北七吗？
I brought you a beer. I'd say you need it after a hard battle.
Ah, great. It's as hot as Pa's Forge out here today. That's very sweet of you to get me a beer.
Actually, Bianca sent it. Her pa doesn't want her to come here.
Ah, I see. I'll make it up to her this evening.
I don't want to know how. How come you're training on your own today? You're usually here with that vagabond. What's his name?
Vanyek. And he's not a vagabond. He's a wayfaring combat master.
Well, it looks like he's off wayfaring somewhere else today.
Yeah. More likely sleeping off last night's boozing. Actually, since I've no opponent today, wouldn't you like to have a go? I mean, a bit of swordplay. I could teach you.
Me? Swordplay?
Sure. Why not?
All right then. I accept your challenge, young sir. But I must warn you, I can swat a mouse with a broom with my eyes closed.
Yeah, I knew you had the heart of a warrior.
靠腰。
Let's go then. Whoever is the first to hit the other 10 times is the victor.
What if I hurt you, though?
Ah, don't worry. I can handle it.
你怎么可能打赢我？哼！哼
Don't go easy on me, Hal.
Ah, very good.
我们在跳舞吗？
Henry, really? Now that is hardly chivalrous behavior. Now, I shall have to fight for my
哇，像打老鼠一样。
Take that, you scoundrel! Are you alright?
哦，原来他的手就这样弄
Sorry, I
伤。
didn't mean to. Are you mad at me?
No, of course not. It's my own stupid fault.
Well, that'll teach you to go around slapping decent, God-fearing girls on the backside. Let me have a look at it.
No, it's only a scratch and a couple of splinters. And I didn't mean to, you know.
Show me that.
Ah, really, it's nothing.
You know how it is, Hal. He who lives by the sword.
Dies by the splinter, eh?
There now.
Whoa.
By the way, you owe Bianca for that beer.
哇哦！然后我们去找老爹。哦，去找比安卡。哇，我们的第三者啊！天哪！要不是村庄没了，然后比安卡不见了，我们就真的妥妥第三者啊！后宫，的瑞莎，瑞莎甄嬛，哎，不对，什么传？随便。嗨。
Good morning.
What else was it you wanted from me?
You brought that beer to Henry, then?
I did.
Uh-huh. And what did he say?
He said thanks. That's about it.
Huh. That's just like him. All right. But now I can tell you what I wanted. Fancy a walk in the woods?
Right now? You want to court me in the shade of the pines?
No. I need to pick herbs for distilling schnapps. Henry's favorite.
What herbs do you need?
I've got almost everything, except belladonna. I know a clearing where the best plants grow.
Belladonna? But that's deadly poison.
It is, if you don't know what you're doing. But don't worry, I haven't poisoned anyone yet.
Why don't you go and pick it yourself?
Pa won't let me go on my own. They say a wolf was seen in the woods recently.
A wolf? Hereabouts?
So they say. But it was old Blaha who claimed to see it, and he's never sober. Still, I wouldn't want to go there alone.
Couldn't your brother go with you?
Adam? He'd shit himself if he saw a wolf.
哦，
And besides, someone has to take care of the tavern.
原来
But
亚当是他的弟
he
弟哦。
could lend us his bow. Good thinking, Tess.
Thanks. So, you're going to borrow a bow from Adam, and then you want me to go with you to pick belladonna in the woods?
Actually, it's not entirely that simple. Adam won't lend me his bow. The last time he did, I broke the string. You'll have to get it from him. Anyway, I don't know how to shoot. But Stibor taught you, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
It doesn't matter. If the wolf sees a bow, he won't come near us. So will you go and ask Adam? You know he's always liked you. Just give him a wink and the bow is yours.
You might be able to do that with Henry, but me, well...
Come now. You're as pretty as any lass in the province. And once you've got the bow, meet me on the bridge by the lake, alright?
Alright, I'll help you. But next time I want something from you. I don't want to hear any excuses about how you have to see Henry.
Deal. You're an angel, Tess. You, Teresa.
"去找 Adam。那个家伙不是？哦，在门口。嗨。
Greetings.
I heard you're a really good archer. And that you've even got your own bow.
Yeah. I've got a bow. I made it myself. And I can hit the tree behind the tavern at 20 paces.
Good heavens, that's amazing. Would you lend me your bow for a while?
Lend my bow? To a girl? Well, I don't know, Teresa.
What's wrong? Are you afraid I'll get up to some mischief with it? I won't break it. Stibor taught me how to shoot, and he said I was pretty good.
Well, he would, wouldn't he? He's your brother. Shooting a bow takes skill and strength. You'd never even be able to draw it.
Hey, Adam. If you lend me your bow, I'll dance with you at the next celebration.
Oh? You would? Really? All right. Here's the bow then. And some arrows. Take it all.
Thank you so much, Adam.
太简单了吧？哇！真的没有看到马修他们。
I've seen you in Skalitz, but I've never spoken to you before.
No, not many people talk to me.
Why is that?
Why? Because I'm a stranger here, and people would rather look after their own than strangers.
Why are you begging?
I lost everything. I had a wife, a home, children. I had cattle and sheep. Then foreign soldiers came and took it all from me. They killed and burned. Only I survived.
What soldiers do you mean?
I don't know. One soldier's the same as the next. I fled far away to this peaceful land, as far as I could from the scene of my suffering.
I'll give you something. Wait.
A few groschen will do.
Here you are. At least you can get yourself a bite to eat.
Oh, thanks 1,000-fold. God sees your good deed and will watch over you.
I'll give you something. Wait.
A few groschen will do.
Here you are. At least you can get yourself a bite to eat.
Oh, thanks 1,000-fold. God sees your good deed and will watch over you.
Look what I've got for you. You'll love this. There's a good doggy. That's my boy. Come along, free.
May the Lord watch over you, Tess.
I've got the bow. We can get going.
Great. Come with me.
Teresa, come back.
我如果按了 X 会怎样？你们觉得呢？这是哪里啊？天哪！想要带我去哪？
Hey, Teresa, wait. There's a magpie's nest somewhere on that tree. Last time I was passing here, I saw that bird carrying something shiny to its nest. Listen. Since you've got a bow, why not try and shoot the nest down? Adam does it all the time, so I'm sure there's nothing to it. I wonder what could be in that nest.
哇，有点难哦。哦，有了。
Wait before the magpie comes out.
I had a look in the nest.
Yeah? And what did you find there?
There was a ring in it. Looks like silver.
Really? Holy Mother of God! I always wanted a silver ring. But you're the one who shut it down.
You can have it.
You're giving it to me?
哦，所以这个就是比安卡的戒指的由来。
Thank you. I'll wear it to the dance this evening. Come on. Let's go and pick those herbs before it gets too late.
哦，所以我们知道为什么就是比安卡会有一个戒指了。 所以其实这个戒指算是 Teresa 的啦。那我们拿到那个戒指之后，也等于是拿了。
Huh. I wonder what happened here. I saw it the last time. But no one reported anything in Scarlet. Do you think they skidded off the road and something devoured them? Maybe a wolf?
I thought you didn't believe in wolf.
I don't. I didn't. Better keep going. Come on.
等等哦。我想要弄一个撬手器耶。
We'll turn into the woods here and go uphill a bit. Follow me. It's a sweet little garden, isn't it? I never met anyone here. But it's always well kept. Probably some witch. Who else would keep a garden in the woods? It's a shame that witch doesn't grow belladonna, too. Did you hear that? We'd better keep going, right?
哦，所以比安卡要教我们怎么做保存药剂哦，应该是这样子吧。
We're nearly there. We'll go along the road here and then back into the woods.
这里是往左边走，好哦。
God save Teresa. This is the place. I'll start picking, and you keep a lookout.
Shouldn't I help you pick herbs too?
No, I'll manage fine on my own. I dreaded you kept your eyes peeled for that wolf.
What should I do if the wolf turns up, though?
You've got a bow, right? Don't think about it. Just shoot him. Besides, you've got Tinker. Although, I'm not sure he's any match for a wolf.
How long will it take you?
Just a short while. Don't worry. But while I'm at it, I'd like to pick enough to keep me going for a while. Just keep watch, and I'll tell you when I'm done.
All right, I'll keep watch. Just make it quick.
I'm curious what Henry will say, and I brew him his favorite schnapps. Help! Wolf!
什么鬼？这是狗不是吗？啊，就这样。就这样，在我们神箭手比安卡面前，就这样。What?
There's a good doggy. That's my boy.
开玩笑哦，拜托，我们是谁的嘞？刚刚那一下都没有升级，你怎么干脆偷猎一下？刚刚不是很多路吗？对啊，刚刚不是有很多路吗？我们来打一下猎好了，反正剑都可以收回来。有兔子啊！因为我觉得喂丁丁狗肉也太那个了。哦。
Let's see what you can sniff out here. Seek. ，Come along, free.
算了，路不见了，我们去找那个比安卡吧。矿工。我靠，跑到这边来。
I thought those rumors about a wolf were just idle talk.
Idle talk, indeed. If I'd been alone, that beast would surely have devoured me.
Did anything happen to you?
No, I'm fine. Thank God. It's a good thing you came along.
That was a funny-looking wolf, don't you think? I reckon it was actually a wild dog.
Wolf or dog? It was a monstrous beast. Henry will never believe this.
Did you manage to pick enough herbs?
Yeah, I did. Fortunately, I'll brew plenty of that liquor. Enough for you, too, as a reward.
All right, thanks. What will you do now?
I'll go back to work at the tavern. There's been quite enough excitement for one day. Thanks for coming with me, Tess. And don't forget to come and see me tomorrow.
All right.
And that cow of his trampled our cabbages 3 times already.
What's so hard about putting up a fence?
Ask him that. You'd think it was a cathedral he was building. Always adding fancy bits of decoration. All I want is something to keep that damn cow out.
Hasn't he been at it a couple of years already?
3. He was out there again yesterday evening, staring at the thing and scratching his chin. He'd be more use as a fence post himself.
He's a dolt, and no mistake. How about going round and trampling his cabbage patch a bit?
I'll take the old woman with me.
我们去咬钉子吧。哦，顺便来去开这个未知的地点，向东吧。嗯。这是什么？火星架？哦，不对，哦，这是做木炭用的吧？嗨，好喂。哦，有趣。哦，原来是这样弄的。
God Almighty, has something happened to you? Did someone steal your fancy clothes?
可能。
Is there someone here who'd compete with me in archery?
Sure, there's always arrows flying here. First, I'll explain the rules to you. You shoot 7, 13, or 21 arrows, depending on who you're shooting against. The straw surround is worth 1 point, the white ring 2, and the bullseye. The round ends whenever. It's the custom to wager.
All right.
Just one more thing. Don't leave while the contest is.
Got it.
How good are you with a bow?
I reckon I can take on the best.
来啊！
Bold words. Well, we'll see. We'll see. The best archers shoot 21 arrows. Splendid! Here's some arrows for you. But you can use your own if you want. Meanwhile, I'll round up the competition. Everyone is ready? You can begin.
哦，有感觉咯。
God save you, Tess.
有个呼吸啊，有个节奏。嗯哼。一个 tempo。嗯哼。没有，我说了一个 tempo。来了。哈哈，赢了。
Is there someone here who'd compete with me in archery?
Of course. What do you think this range is for? How good are you with a bow, so I can find you a suitable opponent?
我们赢了嘛？那我们刚刚赢掉哦，我们现在有200多块，跟神一样。哈哈。然后我们的技能其实不用练太高，因为这只是个故事。好的，那我们回去接主线吧。有趣。哇哦！全身湿哒哒的德瑞莎。
I wouldn't say that. You, Teresa. Oh, you want to stick your head out the door now and again, you old idler. First it's pissing down, then it's roasting hot, and then the wind blows you off your feet, and next thing, it's
My God, what happened to you? You look like you've been assaulted.
How are things?
As always, the sun rose and I expect it'll set again, God willing. You're the miller's girl, aren't you?
That's me, Teresa.
I'm Julian, I'm a woodcutter. I don't think we've ever spoke before. Oh, you've got a lovely dog. What's his name?
We call him Tinker because he always pricks up his ears when he hears the rattle of pots and pans. Pa got him as a tiny pup from some executioner who has lots of dogs. Imagine, the executioner hadn't the heart to drown the pups. I suppose that's why he has so many dogs.
He's a fine fella. I'd love to have a dog like that to take on walks in the woods.
Try asking around the village. Someone might have one for you.
I asked the butcher. He's got a nice dog too. A good guard dog. Always barks at me when I go past. Only the butcher misunderstood what I was after.
How's that?
He thought I was after a dog for meat.
That's horrible. I'd never eat dog meat. Such lovely, useful animals.
Neither would I. Unless I was really starving. But there's plenty of folk who wouldn't think twice about it. I'm glad you stopped by for a chat. But I must get back to work now.
Oh Lord, you see how these people.
我觉得吧，我们去啊，锁起来了啊！本来想要让他买点东西的。
That's really quite a pile of hay you have.
You're telling me. There's no end to the stuff.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I ain't the youngest, truth be told, but I can still handle one cartload of hay.
I hope so. It's just that it seems like there's no end to it at all.
Indeed. I'd rather see it all burn to ashes than keep making my back here for eternity.
我也觉得他好像永无止境。嗨，诶，他不是那两个哦。那个杰洛还是什么雅斯什么啊？
No sign of the blacksmith. Where can he be?
嗨，妈妈在哪里？妈妈。哦，哦，脱不下来。项链弓。嗯。我们还不饿。哦。哦，在这里。
God save! What can I do for you?
早安你。
Father sent me to pick up nails, but there's no one at the fort.
Aye, sorry, lass. Martin had to go to the castle to talk to Sir Radzig. He's to forge a sword for his lordship.
Oh, I see. And has he made the nails for Pa?
I'm afraid he hasn't had time on account of that sword. But if you come tomorrow, he'll surely have them for you. I'll remind him this evening.
All right. I'll stop by tomorrow.
Do that, dear. Oh, and by the way, the girls were looking for you.
I talked to Bianca. Was someone else looking for me?
Aye, Johanka too.
啊，对啊，乔汉卡啦。
She ought to be home now. If you want to stop by and see her before you go home.
What was it about?
They didn't say, but it seemed important. Which probably means boys, I suppose, eh?
There's no harm in that, is there, good wife? You were young yourself once and went dancing with boys.
Oh, so I'm an old woman now.
Oh, of course not.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I'm only teasing you, girl. Dancing is just what you young ones should be doing. Make the most of it while you can. Before you know it, your pa will find you a husband, and you'll have a pack of children to take care of.
Let's hope it's not too soon. Thanks for letting me know. I'll stop by tomorrow for those nails then.
Not at all. Oh, and another thing, Teresa. Have you seen Henry around anywhere? If he helped his father out more at the forge, there'd be no shortage of nails.
Henry? I haven't seen him at all today.
That lad is worse than a wild tomcat. always running off somewhere.
I'm sure he'll turn up soon.
Aye, when he gets hungry.
哇，我们竟然说谎了。所以我们要去找交换卡。好了，今天先玩到这了。那我们下一次就去找乔安卡，看看他要做什么咯。那我是咖啡杯，我们今天先到这里，下次再见喽，拜拜。